everyone joining the www.thepapare.com. It's the first game of the season. St. Joseph's College taking on Science College. The brand new season of 2019 starting today here at Longdon Place. It'll be a very good match on our hands. The under 14s and the 16s finishing up. Confirmation coming from Longdon Place. Both teams warming up. A big clash, a new season, so plenty to look forward to from the single schools rugby. As we said earlier, it's St. Joseph's College, the runners-up of the league last season, taking on Science College, the newly promoted team. It will be an interesting clash as everyone is waiting for kickoff of the brand new season of 2019. And we take a look at the weather. It's conditions here 29 degrees Celsius. a minimum of 26 degrees Celsius, a wind speed of 14 kilometers per hour, the wind coming in from the southeast, and a humidity of 75%. And joining me in commentary is Sudarshan Paris. A very good evening to you, Sudarshan.
Very good evening, Kavint, and very good evening to all our viewers joining us on www.thepapare.com. What a day it is! Opening day of Schools Rugby League 2019, and the Josephians taking on Science College, who have made their way back into the top division. We'll talk more about it. We'll go for a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we'll have more action of the thrilling encounter St. Joseph taking on Science College.
To be a man is to sweat for every last inch of it. The harder you push yourself, the louder your body will protest. From sweat to grease, grease to dandruff. Fight back with Clear Men, 2 times the fighting power of ordinary shampoos. Beat grease, beat dandruff. Unbeatable performance for the unbeatable man. Power through the odds. Clear, 0 dandruff, nothing to hide.
Drift in search of happiness. Fashion inspired by emotion. Glitz, the fashion destination.
කිසි ගැම්මක් නෑ පදම පරක්කුවේ
සුමීරි පානේ පදමට ගහලා දවස පුරා ගතට දැනෙන මිහිරක් පුබුදා
හොඳම මැලිබන්තේ
කහට පදම නියමෙට රස සමග මුසුණා මැලිබන්තේ එක්ක අපේ දවස රස වුණා
පදම වරුනේ
කහට පදම නියමෙට රස සමග මුසුණා
මැලිබන්තේ පදමට ගහට
ශ්‍රී ලාංකික සැමගේ තේරීම No Limit.
Melbourne Yaposh, make rasa ekata change wenna.
When she's special, she's not just a girlfriend, she is your sweetheart. When you feel it, you don't just call it sunshine, you call it warmth. When you reveal your deepest emotions, it's not just art, it's freedom. And when its essence is premium cocoa butter, it's not just chocolate, it's Ravello. Chocolate so special, you call it Ravello.
Are you or someone you care about prone to heart-related illnesses? You can now rest easy with Avid Heart. Avid Heart lets you get a medical-grade EKG anywhere, anytime. Save a life and give yourself or loved ones peace of mind. Approved by the National Medicines Regulatory Authority. Avid Heart. Heart health at your fingertips. Purchase your Avid Heart device today for just 23,990 rupees and get a free My Doctor Couples package. Available at selected Dialogue customer care centers island-wide. Dialogue. The future today.
Stumble upon a surprise. Fashion inspired by emotion. Glitz, the fashion destination. ශ්‍රී ලාංකික සැමගේ තේරීම No Limit.
දැන් යහ පෝෂා දන්නේ ඉරිඟු සහල් මුං සෝයා විතරක් නෙවෙයි කිරිත් එකතු කරලා. ඒ නිසා මා චේන්ජ් වුණා.
ලංකාවේ ළමයින්ගේ අලුත්ම සොයා ගැනීම. මේක රස එක. Melbourne Yaposh රස එකට change වෙන්න.
කිසි ගැම්මක් නෑ පදම පරක්කුවේ
සුමීරි පානේ පදමට ගහලා දවස පුරා ගතට දැනෙන මිහිරක් පුබුදා
හොඳම මැලිබන්තේ
කහට පදම නියමෙට රස සමග මුසුණා මැලිබන්තේ එක්ක අපේ දවස රස වුණා
පදම වරුනේ
කහට පදම නියමෙට රස සමග මුසුණා
මැලිබන්තේ පදමට ගහට
Welcome back to the live action brought to you on www.thepapare.com, your number one sports hub. Start day of the Siga Schools Rugby League 2019. St. Joseph's hosting Science College, who made their way back into the top division after spending a couple of years in the B division. Science, generally known as the Giant Killers from Mount Lavinia, had a couple of brilliant seasons where they managed to upset a lot of teams' title hopes as well. But here they are, restarting a brand new season here at Longdon Park against St. Joseph's College, who will be looking to start off on a high. And here's the 2018 Rugby League roundup. Some interesting games panned out. Kingswood College taking on Royal College at Royal Complex. And it was the Royalists who came on top. Although not without a huff and puff. It was not an easy game for Royal College, but they managed to get through the tight defensive lines Kingswood presented in the opening half of the game. Royal eventually going on to win the league title for the second consecutive year. They will be looking to make sure that they can capitalize this year. And we had DS taking on Zahira College. Zahira, newcomers to the top division, have now become mainstays on their second consecutive season up at the top. And it was a convincing win for Zahira College, although it was a narrow margin. They looked in control, and this was a thrilling encounter. Isipatana taking on Royal College. Always very, very tight contest with both schools. A little bit of a muddy affair that, but the weather didn't stop brilliant play from both the teams, and also the crowd, the passionate crowd that came in. Royal running away with it, handing Isipatana a massive defeat in that game. 41 points to 7, and St. Joseph's last year, that's Gamanu Chetia touching down for you, who's promoted himself to the club arena this year. St. Thomas's, I believe, played their best in this game despite ending up on the losing side. Whereas they did show some great caliber, but couldn't convert enough opportunities into points, losing that game 33 points to 10. Kingswood Isipatana was a closely contested affair up in Nifthavela. Kingswood last year was a difficult team to beat, especially when it comes to games that were played up in Kandy. But Isipatana managing to find a way to get through and clinch an all-important victory, ending the game 10 points to 5. And the Bradby Shield, Royal College managing to get an early lead, and they made Trinity play, despite Trinity wanting to come back into the game and trying to clinch something for the second leg. It was a very, very closely contested affair, and Royal College somehow managing to edge through, keeping that unbeaten tag intact. The league champions played like the league champions and took home the Bradby Shield.
And this was a very tough game for Royal, just a narrow point separating the two teams, and this was after a break where Wesley was surprisingly taking Royal to the edge, 17 points to 18. Royal narrowly clinching the game, and this was arguably the game of the season. Royal versus St. Joseph's, the first team taking on the second, and this literally gave Royal the victory in the first round. (18-13) is how that game finished. And the final game of the season, Royal taking on St. Peter's. St. Peter's could have won the league if they had clinched that victory, but it was Royal. It was a Royal season 4. Sure, Sabit Feroz putting the final nail in that coffin. 32-13 is that how that game finished, and Royal winning the league for 2018. It will be interesting to see how Royal come back from a strong season in 2018 with a lot of seniors leaving their side, and the juniors will need to step up. And for St. Joseph's, after being runners up last season, they will surely look to put in a dominant performance.
Absolutely, Kavin. St. Joseph's College having resurrected their rugby a couple of years ago. Last year they did show a glimpse of what they can do, and this year's team will definitely want to build from there. Last year's performance, they played 9-1-8, just lost one game, that to Royal, and with that surrendered the title. They could have easily clinched the title, the league title, and completed a double as they managed to win the knockout trophy, defeating resilient Isi Patana side. But this year's St. Joseph's team will try and look to capitalize on that. And here's Science College. They played 10-1-8 and just lost 2. And in the plate, they were placed 4th, the final team to get qualified to come up to A Division. So Science College will be on a mission this year to make sure that they finish mid-table, because if they can spend a couple of years in this top division again, they will be able to become a runners-up. And let's take a look at the time where these two teams met the last time, back in 2015 at Science College grounds. Way back in time, as you can see, ThePapare.com from ThePapare.com pictures. 4 years ago that was, and Science College was with some of their very best players. Lasindu Ishan Karnatalika in that team, who currently plays for Havelock Sports Club, ran away with victory. Nostalgia all around when you look at these pictures from www.thepapare.com, who's celebrating 10 years of sharing the passion, a decade of sharing the passion with our loyal fans who rely on us to bring them the action all around. And Science College managing to win by 3 points, a whisker. So Science have had the last laugh in the final encounter played between the two teams. Josephians will definitely be determined to change things around come this game. And as for the weather, Kavin, it's slightly humid, but there is a nice breeze that's going from left to the right of your screens, viewers. So playing conditions are pretty ideal for good fast running rugby, and both teams will be looking to hit the ground running.
Science College is known for their running rugby, and they'll find this ground a paradise after playing in their home grounds and Mount Lavinia. And St. Joseph's will look to go through their forwards, because most of the backs left last year, Gamanu Chetia, Shan Nakila, Dulanjana Piyathis, and most of the senior players who played a big part in that being the second place runners up in the league left last year. So they'll look to use their experienced forwards with the likes of Siobhan Gregory and Taranduri Alves, the brother of Stefan Gregory, that is. And they'll look to use that forwards pack and Russian Gunawardhan, the youngster, will be looking to guide traffic at the scrum half position. And both teams doing their final warm-up with St. Joseph's in their traditional blue color in front of the CR clubhouse. So the first game, both teams, that will be scrappy play, nervous first exchanges from both the teams. Coach Nilufer Ibrahim will be hoping that the St. Joseph team come out on top at the end of the 80 minutes. As so will the Science known for being giant killers, and can they do it in the first game after being newly promoted to the A division is a question that will be answered at the end.
Well, it's going to be a battle between the forwards of St. Joseph's College and the backs of Science, because yes, the Josephians do have a decent backline as well, but Science College will be looking to punch holes through that defensive line of St. Joseph's, whereas the Josephian forwards will have an edge over their counterparts from Mount Lavinia, because the Josephian forwards have some very experienced players in the likes of Siobhan Gregory and especially skipper Tarindu Alves, who's had a terrific season last year, playing as the number 8. We'll go for another quick commercial break, and when we come back, we will have action of the two team cards and also the rest of the action of this brilliant game.
நேரடி ஒளிபரப்பு யாழ்ப்பாணத்தில்
මාතර කොටවිල ගම්පියසට ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා.
සිද්ධාස
ඇඩ්මොරටුව පියගම මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ ක්‍රීඩාංගණය
கிழக்கு மாகாணம்
Sugadadasa Indoor Stadium
is the Fox Hill Supercross.
කුරුණෑගල සිරි ඇතුගල් පුරවරය
Papare.com අපි අද ඇවිල්ලා ඉන්නේ නූරෙලිය ප්‍රදේශයේ.
ෆයිනල් ෂෝඩවුන් කැන්ඩි ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ක්ලබ්
පොළොන්නරුව ජාතික සංකීර්ණයේ සිට ඔලිබරපු යාල්පානතිල්ල.
මාතර කොටවිල ගම්පියසට ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා.
සිද්ධදාස
at මොරටුව පියගම මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ ක්‍රීඩාංගණය.
කිලක්කු මාහාන.
Sugadadasa Indoor Stadium
is the Fox Hill Supercross.
රුණෑගල සිරි ඇතුගල් පුරවරය
Papare.com අපි අද ඇවිල්ලා ඉන්නේ නූරෙලිය ප්‍රදේශයට.
final showdown Candy Sports Club
පොරනරුව ජාතික සංකීර්ණයේ සිට. රෙඩි ඔලිබරපු යාල්පානතිල්ල.
මාතර කොටවිල ගම්පියසට ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා.
සිද්ධදාස
at මොරටුව පියගම මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ ක්‍රීඩාංගණය.
කිලක්කු මාහාන.
Sugadadasa Indoor Stadium
is the Fox Hill Supercross.
රුණෑගල සිරි ඇතුගල් පුරවරය
Papare.com අපි අද ඇවිල්ලා ඉන්නේ නූරෙලිය ප්‍රදේශයට.
final showdown Candy Sports Club
පොරනරුව ජාතික සංකීර්ණයේ සිට.
Welcome back to the live action brought to you on www.thepapare.com, and here's, as you can hear, the Saints go marching in, being brought to you with a little bit of a Papare mix. Ironic as St. Joseph's huddle up in the middle on their traditional huddle. It's not going to be an easy one for St. Joseph's Romario, because especially given the fact that it's going to be the first game of the season, and also Science College will come wanting to prove that they belong in the top division.
Yes, indeed, Sudarshan, it will be a tough encounter for St. Joseph's, and as usual, all teams, as they play their first game of the season, they'll be rusty. So St. Joseph's will have a mighty task at hand, and we are sure we'll surely be able to see Science College putting them to the test.
Here's the two team cards for you. St. Joseph's College, Santosh Tangaya, Chevon Gregory, experienced front row there. Chekak Jayawardena, Shehan Niranda, Reshmika Sandhu, Nehan Pereira, Tarindu Alvis, Russian Gunawardena taking on the fly-up duties, and Santosh Algama. These two have been in the mix for the past couple of years, and we have Imesh Dasanayaka, Tarindu Madhush, and Teran Karnanayaka, and Johan Anjali making up the 15, and the replacement Mahesh Senaratna, Hasita Vijayasekara, Pavindu Dilshan, Ravindu De Silva, Nitesh Kolodio, Shanal Abesekara, Aaron Pereira, and Ruchira Ekanayaka making up the St. Joseph's starting 23. And to quickly go through the Science lineup, Ruchira Hevagama, Rashmika Karyavasam, Nishita Vitanage, Tashira Migura, Pasindu Kodikara, the starting 15 for Science College, Tarush Mayuranga Pereira, and that's the start of the game. Science wanting to kick deep, and the plans coming to good motion, because Josephians are forced to clear the ranks.
Yes, indeed. Good exit there by St. Joseph's College. Good work by Rashain Gunawardena, first of all, feeling off the kickoff and giving it straight away to his fly half. And Santosh makes no mistake putting it into touch.
Take your mark. Captain. මම පැහැදිලි කිව්වා මම මෙයාට දෙන මාක් එක මෙයා මාක් එක ගන්න ඕනේ. මේක නම් මාක් එක අරහෙ යන්න බෑ මෙයාට. right, so 1 meter gap එක ගන්න. One line.
Referee Dinka Paris, who will be assisted by our referee Arnashant and Hashan Vijayveera for today's game.
Yes, there has to be a small correction. It's Gihan Yatavara who will be the AR2.
Science College managing to win a clean ball, but that's a big tackle. Turnover ball for St. Joseph's, and will this be the first try of the season for the Josephians? Going for the corner flag, touching down the Josephians against the run of play. They will take it away from, that will take a lot of nerves away from St. Joseph's, and that's a brilliant try. We'll try and see who scored it. With a little bit of a limp, that's number 13, Tarindu Madhushankar, touching down for St. Joseph's. Not very good signs, because seems like he pulled a muscle in his leg. Romario, unexpected acceleration is never too good.
Yes, looks like his quad, he's done something to his quad, but having said that, St. Joseph's College pounced on the Science mistake and fell to the correct man, and he put on the afterburners, and there was no stopping him. And now Santosh Algama gets good purchase, but it's off to the left. So 5 points to nil versus as St. Joseph's College take an early lead.
Scoring against the run of play. Didn't have any time for Science to react on that. One One bad error. A good tackle coming through, and Josephians straight away pouncing at it. 5 points to nil. Merely 3 minutes gone in this first half of the opening game of Singer Schools League 2019. Again, Science opting to kick deep, and Algama there to clear the ranks. Not finding touch this time. Science looking to create a counter. Good tackle coming in from the Josephians. Great technique. Head on the side, but not so great technique around the fringes that time. Referee Pires.
Yes, that was
penalizing the Josephians for not rolling away.
Yes, that was unfortunate there. He made a good dominant tackle, and ideally he should have just made the tackle and got out of the way, but instead he chose to stay in the way and concedes the penalty straight away. So I think Sudarshan not going to touch the ball, not finding touch is where all of this began, and now St. Joseph's College may pay a price of conceding 3 points straight away.
Yes, Romario, Science College making their intentions clear every time they come into the opposition 22 or the opposition half. Rather, they'd want to go back with points. They know St. Joseph's will try to hit them hard. Here's an opportunity for Science College to cut the deficit into 2 points. Low flat kick and goes the distance, so 3 points for Science College. Great crowd in. It amazes you, isn't it, the amount of supporters that these school games get compared to the club rugby games that we've been witnessing in the past couple of weeks. The belonging that you have for the schools brings in these large numbers to the grounds, Romario.
Yes, indeed. And all the old boys, they flock in as Rashan Gunawardana gets in a restart, a wobbly old restart, but fielded by the Science fly half, and he puts in a clearance kick but doesn't find touch. Straight into Tarindu Dialvis's hands. Now Sudaraka steps his way, brought down in the tackle, and sets the ball on the 40-meter line. Rashan Gunawardana gives it to Siobhan Gregory, and he loses it forward, so unfortunate there. But good pressure by Science College. Straight away putting the Josephians under the cosh, and Siobhan Gregory knocks it on.
This is good work by Science College. They managed to get 3 points and backing it up with good defensive work. Gregory, experienced player, needs to set the tone, but unfortunately coughing it up very cheaply there. First scrum of the game. Referee Pires will be keeping an eye out on a tidy scrum. Science keeper 8-9 moves, sends it out wide, has a man on the outside. Cramped up for room, should have given out and supported the player. Plenty numbers for Science on the open side, but the forwards opt to take it forward. Another penalty.
Not supporting body weight, number 7. Number 7 going down.
Not supporting the body weight, says the referee, hands on the ground. So Science College now with an opportunity to go get into the lead. And the Josephians have to be very, very careful about their discipline around the fringes.
Yes, the referee known to be strict at the breakdown, and 2 early penalties against St. Joseph's College, and now straight away they could concede their lead, which may bother the Josephians because they are inexperienced side. Only Tarindu Dialvis, Rashan, Santush, Siobhan, and another couple of players have been playing for more than two years. So it will be a task for the Josephians if they are to come back. And ideally they would want to just accumulate points on the board and just consolidate. But now, having said that, they have conceded the lead. They have conceded a penalty, and if this goes over, they would have conceded the lead as well. And yes, it goes over.
Beautiful looking kick by Akmimana, Hassaranga Akmimana, the flyer for Science College. an identical kick to the previous one he received on the other side of the field, a mirror image, but he used his other foot as well. So interesting for Science College. They have a very good kicker in their ranks, so St. Joseph's will have to take note.
Yes, no giving away penalties inside.
That's not ideal. Restart, isn't it? Romario overcooking that. It's onto the in goal. Giving Science a very easy leash. And if the ball had gone over the deadline, they would have gifted the scrum right in the middle. So Josephians need to make sure that they calm down, settle down, and settle the nerves, and make sure that they slow the pace of this game, because they have a very good pack in their ranks.
Yes, indeed. I think slowing the pace of the game is what's the call of the day for St. Joseph's, as Tarindu Maduranga skips his way through and runs straight. Seems to be isolated, but manages to find support. Now the Josephian pack again with the position.
St. Joseph's now holding on to position. They will want to capitalize on everything that they get. Apart from the first try that they managed to score, they haven't had much of the ball. Like we said, they have the superior pack in their ranks, the St. Joseph's. But yet again, giving away a penalty very, very cheaply. Well, that's good. This is going to be an interesting one from the halfway mark. And Science are brave enough to kick, and why not? Your fly-off is hitting the mark. Referee Capriris very clear with his instructions. There was a player who was blocking the defenders, and the others coming in from the sides, which prompted him to award the penalty. And here's a chance for Hasaranga Akmimana to extend the lead to 4 points. Approximately 50 meters with the angle. Going to be an interesting one if we can put this one through.
Yes, soft penalties there by the Josephians. They will not be too pleased with how they have given them away. Now the left footer did not get any purchase there, and it goes astray. So thankfully for St. Joseph's College, they are just trailing by 1 point as yet, and now 22 restart.
First penalty going astray for Science College, but a valiant effort nevertheless. It was the right call to make, Romario. Your kicker has converted twice, so it was the right call to give him confidence and give him another opportunity to go from 50 meters. Yes, maybe the distance was a little too much for the young man. Science yet again with possession, having received the 22-meter dropout, as numbers on the outside opted to give the ball with him. Good contest by St. Joseph's College, managing to hold on to, managing to dominate the exchanges at the breakdown.
Yes, that was a great turnover there by Tarindu Dialvis, the captain. He spotted the Science player was isolated and went over the ball straight away. Jack Aldoberik received the penalty, and now Santosh Agama finds a good touch, and St. Joseph's College go in to the Science College half for just the second time in the game with possession in their hand.
Josephians with the line out. Well set looking maul, and driving them forward. Good looking maul by the Josephians. Now the battering ram is on once, calls the referee. Referee Peters will have a very keen eye there. Science doing very well to stop the Josephian rolling ball. Now spreads out wide, overlap on the outside. But good defensive work by Science College, not letting the man offload. Plenty gaps opening up on the open side. Huge overlap on the short side for Josephians. Plenty numbers, but Science College valiantly manages to turn the ball over. Josephians somehow winning it back for themselves. Siobhan Gregory tucks it in for Josephian forwards.
That was a great bit of defensive play there by Sanjula. Earlier on, he managed to read the Josephian line out after they broke from the maul, and he hurried up onto Johan Nanjan and stopped him in his tracks. But St. Joseph's College have done well to still hold on to position and inch their way forward to their forwards.
Penalty coming up for St. Joseph's. I believe Science were found offside. Yes. Number 6 for Science, Mayuranga Pereira.
Yes, the referee shows the number 6 of Science College. The defender was caught offside, and now straight away St. Joseph's College opt to go for the 3 points right in front of the post, and quite a no-brainer for the captain and the experienced Santosh Algama. And they decide straight away that they are going for points. Yes, and Santosh Algama makes no mistake and grabs the lead yet again for St. Joseph's College. So 8 points to 6 reads the scoreboard with just over 15 minutes gone on the scoreboard. So good early points scored by both teams, but the game has been quite a stop-start encounter. Science College goes deep once again for the third time in a row, and Santosh Algama is hurried for the clearance kick, but this time he makes no mistake putting that into touch. A good touch finder. Just 1 meter inside the Josephian half, our Science College with the line out. So this time around St. Joseph's College did well with the exit plan. Rashain Gunawardhan collected it and gave it to Santosh Algama. He was hurried but managed to find touch this time.
Good work by Algama that time, Romario, yes. But Science will want to make the most of the position that they received. Not a very good line out. Overthrown by the number 2 for Science.
Yes, that was a good read there by the Josephian scrum half, Rashain Gunawardhan. He saw the ball had been overthrown, and he rushed up and collected it. But now seems like a maul has been formed, and the ball does not emerge out. So Science College win yet another turnover. I think early problems for St. Joseph's College, conceding soft penalties and turning over possession, will not please the coaching staff.
Oh, absolutely. These are the moments that the coaches have their hairs get ripped off. But got some slack to both the teams. Remember, it's the opening game of the season, so these kind of mistakes are bound to happen, especially given the fact that there is a little bit of rustness when it comes to these players. Using the short sign, 8-9-11 move. Well read by the Josephian defense though. Science College opting to use the forwards, but that's a very good tackle by Siobhan Gregory, forcing the ball to pop out of the hands of the Science player, who's not able to hold on to the ball.
Yes, that was a good tackle there by Siobhan Gregory. She sized up his opponent, rushed in and made no mistake, did not miss him. Got a good chunk out of the Science College prop forward Ruchira, number 1, and he failed to hold on to possession and concedes the ball scrum to St. Joseph's.
Stay 5!
Josephians now opting to go on the short side. Very good collection and risky offload that, but Josephs managed to hold on to possession.
However, it looks like the linesman's flag has been raised and possession is for Science College. A good short side move there. However, Sudarkar ran out of space. He managed to get the offload, but the on-rushing forwards as well were pushed into touch. Now Science College with the throw just outside their 22. Not the best of throws, and extra numbers, Science College have been penalized. Free kick, and St. Joseph's College opt for a scrum, so looks like they're just finding their way back into the game, St. Joseph's College, and it's good to see that the forwards are taking control, because that's where their strength lies. And now straight away another scrum for St. Joseph's College. Russian Gunavardhana feeds the scrum. The captain leaves it to its 9, and straight away Tarindu gets the ball, shrugs off 1, bounces off 2. Third man brings him down for Science College, but has he gone over? Yes, Tarindu has gone over for his second try. Lovely set play there by the Josephians. A scrum inside the Science College half, and straight away gave it to Tarindu Madhuranga, and he just shrugged his way through the defense and goes over for his second try of the game.
Great stuff by Tarindu Madhusha, showing good strength there. And that's what you want your number 13 to do, become your try scoring option. Tarindu Madhusha, he has a big boost to fill, and referee opting to take a quick break due to the high humidity at the grounds. Madhusha has a very big boots to fill in the likes of Gamanu Chetia, and he's doing it in style, Romario.
Yes, indeed. He has been playing since last year, so he knows how the Josephians work, and he knows he would have seen what Gamanu Chetia did last year, and I'm sure he will be wanting to put his hand up and say, I'm also a good player, and I'm sure I can fill the boots of Gamanu Chetia.
Battle of the Maroons and the 90th edition brought to you on www.thepapare.com, Dialogue Now and Dialogue TV Go, and also on My TV as well. Anand taking on Nalanda on the 2nd and the 3rd of March at SSC. That will be the third game that we bring to you from the March Madness, having brought Isipadana versus Thurston last week around. And brilliance pictures coming to you on www.thepapare.com, and it's just the start of the school's rugby season. Romario, is going to be a very long, interesting season, because this time around seems like most of the schools are balanced out, so we will have a very interesting competition.
Yes, indeed. All the schools, there does not seem to be a clear-cut favorite, and everyone is balanced out as Hasaranga restarts for Science College. Not caught cleanly by the Josephians, but somehow manages to recycle possession.
Ball coming out for Algama, yet again not clearing the ranks. Ball inside the 22 for Science College. Looking to run, was a little cramped up. Now on to space. Has space on the outside, one man to beat. Can Science do something up here? Very, very well done. Marks up 3 defenders. Now hitting through the middle. Speedy work there. Losing the ball forward. Referee Kapiris was almost in the middle. That was a forward pass, unfortunately.
No, I think the referee is going back to the early knock-on. The infringement made there by Science College. But before that, there was some lovely bit of play by Sanjul, the Winthree. He did see the Josephian defense tracking back. So he ran onto the defender, committed the last man and gave it to his outside man. He made some good yardage, but unfortunately the Josephian defense regrouped and got back in time, and thankfully for them they managed to create a bit of trouble in the ranks, and Science knocks it on.
Josephians now under a little bit of pressure. Taranduri always breaking from the back of the scrum. Gains important meters for the Josephians, creating a bit of an angle for Gunathilaka and Algama to work with. Algama putting the ball up. No pressure on the ball collection. Hasaranga replies with a kick of his own inside the 22 meters, and the witty scrum out from St. Joseph's, Russian Gunawardena calls mark.
I think that's a sensible decision there by Russian Gunawardena. Saw himself isolated there at the back and collected it at the first go and did call mark. So good sensible bit of play there, and now St. Joseph's College reset the game, and with the chance to kick to touch, and Santosh this time fails to find the touch.
Well, that's not going to be that's not going to make his kicking coach Nalaka Virakodi very happy. He's failed to find touch. Couple of occasions, breaking to the middle. Beautiful run. 2 men to beat. Science College, what a play. Referee Dean Kapir is penalizing Science College, but I thought they were very, very lucky. Josephians now trying to attack the empty spaces. That was a very well thought out kick.
Great thinking there by Russian Gunawardena. First of all, he was the man who took the quick tap. He saw the space on the outside, but unfortunately couldn't get the ball to the winger. But the second time around, he set play there, and he just put a little cheeky kick over the defensive line. He saw the all the Science players were caught up in the attack, and no one was at home, and the ball trickles into touch.
Science College now setting it up. Akmeem and a crossfield kick. That's not a very good option to go for.
Looks like there was a chaser in front of the kick, and that's why a chaser in front of the kick, and that's just why the penalty was given there by Science College. Not too good discipline shown by the outside backs of Science College, and they have been penalized.
I believe it was Prince Ravi Singh who was in front of the kicker. And this could really hurt Science because the Josephians will want to go into the break with another try to their name, Romario.
Yes, and I think if they manage to get another try here, somewhere around here, I think they'll be in firm control of this game. But having said that, you can never write Science College off.
Oh, trust me, I know, Romario, because Science managed to beat Trinity College in 2015 after a last-minute try. And what a comeback that was, especially given the fact that they were playing at Pallekale away from home as well. So you can really never write these boys from Mount Lavinia off, gutsy players. Yet again, guilty of giving away a penalty coming from the side, says referee Capriles. Interestingly, there was no material impact onto that play, but Science will be very, very much revealed that they can clear the ranks.
Number 5 coming from side.
Akmimana.
Yes, I think there'll be no one as pleased as Science College there. Now they just clear the line out and get themselves out of the danger, their own red zone. So St. Joseph's College will be kicking themselves again. They got some good field position, but unfortunately concedes yet another soft penalty.
Very well done by the Josephian jumper, managing to win that ball. Kudos to St. Joseph's for opting to contest that ball as well. Siobhan Gregory with the carry and gains important yards, couple of yards. Now coming out for Joseph's, the double try scorer, trying to create another one. Here's Josephians looking for the corner flag. Good defensive work by Science, putting pressure on the Josephians. Isolated man needs support. St. Joseph's sniffing for that third try. Now we have numbers on the outside.
Good bit of continuity shown here by St. Joseph's College, and they are making headway.
Josephians are happy to keep it close to their forwards and taking it and sucking the defense. Massive overlap on the open side for St. Joseph's. 4 men against 2 as Science defense have cramped in. Seems like they are, oh well. Siobhan Gregory. That's going to be very, very disappointing for the experienced lad. He needs to take a moment to himself and try and settle down, because we've seen a couple of mistakes coming from the number 3. Unfortunate for him. Needs to settle down, because if he tries to ponder on the mistakes that he's been doing, it's not going to get any better.
Yes, he just needs to put it at the back of his head and move on. But having said that, St. Joseph's College showed some lovely bit of continuity until a bit of sudden rush of blood there for the number 1, and he knocks it on.
Now Science are looking to clear the ranks, and that's a very good kick to get out of trouble. But the Josephians will definitely rue the chances that they missed in this half, and short while ago that was a brilliant chance, because face after face they managed to build about 9 faces. Interesting continuity as well, but not managing to put the finishing touches.
Massive counter ruck coming there by Science College, and They have succeeded in turning it over, and now
Captain
the
number
referee
7.
has
Referee Kapir is wanting to have a word with number 7 and the captain.
I told you at the start.
So
any
Shehan
high tackles, I'll be
Erand.
dealing with it. So high tackle I saw very clearly, but I will warn and discharge. Right? Next time, very clear. Okay?
Clear instructions. I saw the high tackle very clearly, but this time I'm going to warn and discharge you, said referee Pires. So zero tolerance when it comes to dangerous play in this day and age of rugby, and when it comes to school rugby, it got to be a little more strict as well. So referee Kapir is clearly making his.
yes, but Science College do not go to touch, and looks like St. Joseph's College have coughed it up, or have they? Referee says knocked back, and now here goes Tarindu back again with position.
Holding.
Tarandu that time were guilty of holding on to the ball. Interesting call by Science College, not opting to go to touch, but try and catch the Josephians napping, but could have worked against him as well.
Yes, indeed, that's the correct word there. Catch the St. Josephians napping, but yet again the Science defend the clearance kicker does not find touch. So I think this might seem to be a bit of a problem, as 32 minutes passed on our clock.
Time. Number 3 out.
And
well, interesting call, very, very interesting call. Number 3, Siobhan Gregory has been taken out. So not a great start for Gregory.
yes, we are not too sure whether it's because of a little injury or it's a tactical substitution, because he has his knee heavily strapped. But having said that, that's his end of the game, and won't be too pleased with how it went.
Oh well. Nothing's going his way for.
Scrum down again.
Nothing's going well for Hasaranga Akmimana. Unfortunately, 2 kicks that he tried didn't find touch, both of them penalties, and this time around tried forcing that ball. He should have waited for it, Romario.
Yes.
Elementary error there.
Yes, should have just put his foot to it. The ball was just rolling on the floor. Should have put his foot to it, but decided to go with a long barrier and coughs it up. So now yet another chance, and right before halftime, if St. Joseph's College can manage to muster something out of this, I think they'll be very pleased going into the sheds at halftime.
Well, for sure, referee not happy with the setup of that scrum. But yes, long barry. It was from Hasaranga. Maybe a little cricket that he's been watching against with Sri Lanka playing South Africa and winning both test matches. Would have added on to Hasaranga wanting to field it that way. But Josephians will definitely want to make sure that they capitalize on this opportunity going to the short side. Good defensive formation by Science to make sure that they keep that threat under control. Josephians have done very well when they built a couple of phases earlier to suck in the Science defense and then try and send it outside. But yet again, guilty of giving away an unnecessary penalty.
Number 5 going in. Number 5 killing. Number 5.
Number 5 guilty of killing the ball. That was Rashmika Sandhu.
Back.
Yes, not supporting his body weight there at the ruck, and kills the contest and yields a penalty.
This time around, Hasaranga managing to find touch.
Numbers.
So now the tide has turned, and looks like Science College, with just minutes away from half time, look like they are in with a shout to get some points and cut the deficit.
Absolutely, they need to make sure that they collect this one cleanly. They've had trouble come line out time, but beautiful collection. Good tackle coming in from the Josephians. Nobody wanted that ball.
Offside. Wait. Captain. Line out in the band. So you were on that side. Tell your spectators who's shouting, you cannot come up before the line out is over. Clear? Line out has to be.
Well, very interesting. Referee Papare is asking Algama to tell the spectators who are shouting that you cannot enter the line out before it's over. Seems like he's a little annoyed at the fact that the spectators who do not know the rules are trying to have their say. Fairly enough. Science opting to go to a different man this time for the kick. Prince Ravi Singh trying his luck with the boot with Hasaranga having faltered a couple of times.
Yes, Science College have made St. Joseph's pay for concede their indiscipline as they have conceded penalties inside their own half, and now the number 12 makes no mistake, cuts the deficit by 3 more points as the first half comes to an end. St. Joseph's College leading, however, 15 points to 9.
Topsy-turvy first half. Both the coaches will have plenty words. Science College could have had another score to their name if one more pass was given out. On the other hand, St. Joseph's College did show a lot of promise, but they've only got 15 points to show for that. 2 tries through Tarusha and Madhusha rather, and the first try was against the runner play. Second try also coming through individual brilliance, but when it comes to Science College, I believe Romario, they would have had one more try to their name if they had played a little better.
Yes, indeed, the Science College will not be too pleased with where they are, but having said that, I think they too did cough up a couple of opportunities to get some points on the board. And now we're going for a short commercial break and be back with second half action as the St. Joseph's College lead Science College 15 points to 5 here in the opening game of the school's rugby season 2019.
To be a man is to sweat for every last inch of it. The harder you push yourself, the louder your body will protest. From sweat to grease, grease to dandruff. Fight back with Clear Men, 2 times the fighting power of ordinary shampoos. Beat grease, beat dandruff. Unbeatable performance for the unbeatable man. Power through the odds. Clear, 0 dandruff, nothing to hide.
Discover fashion inspired by emotion. Glitz, the fashion destination.
කිසි ගැම්මක් නෑ. පදම පරක්කු ඇයි?
සුමීරි පානේ පදමට ගහලා දවස පුරා ගතට දැනෙන මිහිරක් පුබුදා.
හොඳම මැලිබන්තේ.
කහට පදම නියමෙට රස සමග මුසුණා. මැලිබන්තේ එක්ක අපේ දවස රස වුණා.
පදම වරුනේ.
කහට පදම නියමෙට රස සමග මුසුණා.
මැලිබන්තේ පදමට කහට.
ශ්‍රී ලාංකික සැමගේ තේරීම no limit.
සුවිසලි ලක්ක වෙනුවෙන් සෑමංගලක් දක්වාම දහඩිය හෙලීම සැබෑ පිරිමියෙකුගේ ගතියක්. ඔබේ උත්සාහය තියුණු වෙන තරමට ඔබේ ශරීරයේ උත්සාහයට අභියෝග කරයි. මුලින් දහඩිය, ඉන්පසු ග්‍රීස්, අන්තිමට ඉස්හොරි. ක්ලියර්මෙන් සමගින් නැගිටින්න කාලයයි මේ. සාමාන්‍ය ෂැම්පූ වලට වඩා දෙගුණයක් ක්‍රියාකාරී ක්ලියර්මෙන් ඔබත් සමග ඉස්හොරි වලට එරෙහිව සටන් වදී. ඔබේ ජයග්‍රහණයට පෙරමං සදන අසමසම ඉලක්ක වෙත යන සැබෑ පිරිමින් වෙනුවෙන්ම සුවිශේෂී ක්ලියර්මෙන් ලොබාංගේගේ මෙන්ස් ෂැම්පූ. When she's special, she's not just a girlfriend, she is your sweetheart. When you feel it, you don't just call it sunshine, you call it warmth. When you reveal your deepest emotions, it's not just art, it's freedom. And when its essence is premium cocoa butter, it's not just chocolate, it's Ravello. Chocolate so special, you call it Ravello.
Echo the voices of fun. Fashion inspired by emotion. Glitz, the fashion destination.
මැලිබන් යාපෝෂ මේක රස එක. රසයකට චේන්ජ් වෙන්න.
ශ්‍රී ලාංකික සැමගේ තේරීම no limit.
දැන් යහපෝෂා දන්නේ ඉරිඟු සහල් මුං සෝයා විතරක් නෙවෙයි කිරිත් එකතු කරලා. ඒ නිසා මා චේන්ජ් වුණා.
ලංකාවේ ළමයින්ගේ අලුත්ම සොයා ගැනීම. මේක රස එක. මැලිබන් යාපෝෂ රසයකට චේන්ජ් වෙන්න.
Find yourself in love. Fashion inspired by emotion. Glitz, the fashion destination.
කිසි ගැම්මක් නෑ. පදම පරක්කු ඇයි?
සුමීරි පානේ පදමට ගහලා දවස පුරා ගතට දැනෙන මිහිරක් පුබුදා.
හොඳම මැලිබන්තේ.
කහට පදම නියමෙට රස සමග මුසුණා. මැලිබන්තේ එක්ක අපේ දවස රස වුණා.
පදම වරුනේ.
කහට පදම නියමෙට රස සමග මුසුණා.
මැලිබන්තේ පදමට කහට.
නේරඩි ඔලිබරපු යාල්පානතිල්ල.
මාතර කොටවිල ගම්පියසට ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා.
සිරිතදාස
ඇඩ්මොරටුව පියගම මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ ක්‍රීඩාංගණය.
කිලක්කු මාහල.
සුගතදාස ඉන්ඩෝර් ස්ටේඩියම්
is the Fox Hill Supercross.
රුණෑගල සිටි ඇතුගල් පුරවරය
Papare.com අපි අද ඇවිල්ලා ඉන්නේ නෝරෙලිය ප්‍රදේශයේ.
ෆයිනල් ෂෝඩවුන් කැන්ඩි ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ක්ලබ්
පොළොන්නරුව ජාතික සංකීර්ණයේ සිට.
Welcome back to the live action, brought to you on www.thepapare.com. And here's the action of the second half. St. Joseph's College hosting Science College in this opening game of the Singer Schools Rugby League 2019. Josephians in the lead with 15 points to 6, 2 tries and a penalty to their account, whereas Science got their points through 3 penalties. And an update coming to you from Mount Lavinia. Pete Wright in the lead, 15 points to 0 against the Thomians. That's going to be an interesting affair. St. Pete is built to be one of the stronger sides in this season. Will be interesting to see how that game pans out, but Josephians definitely, Romario, will rue the chances that they missed out in the opening half, as they could have gone into a 2-try lead, and not straight this time as well, so cheaply giving possession away. Josephians need to make sure that they capitalize on everything that they get, because if they let Science in, Science will look to dominate and capitalize on the chances that they get.
Yes, earlier on, 2 errors there by St. Joseph's College. First of all, the clearance kick, there was a bit of confusion between Johan and Tehran, and they let it bounce and go out. And from the line out, Tangaya does not throw in straight. So now Science College straight away with possession, and no doubt they'll look to run. Lovely bit of play there, but read well by St. Joseph's College, and now Science College have coughed it up. So scrappy, still the game is very scrappy, as both teams are still finding their feet rather in this game.
To be expected, especially given the fact that it's the first game of the season. Both teams will be looking to make sure that they get their fluency into the game.
Yes, both teams will be coming after playing just 2 or 3 pre-season friendlies. So I think the combinations are still in the making, and Tarindu gives it off to Rashain.
Josephians had numbers on the outside, but very well defended by Science, whose defenses are still fanning out. Running through the middle for St. Joseph's.
Yes, that was a lovely break there by the number 7, the flank, and now St. Joseph's College with possession and sending it wide. The quick ball is what they need. Russian looks left, looks right, and goes to Santosh. Johan, now Sudaraka bounces off one and finds his way and recycles well. St. Joseph's College still with the possession, decides to keep it close, and now Talindu Dialvis, the captain, barges his way forward. Russian Gunavardhana gives it out to the new prop forward who just replaced Gregory at before half-time. Still the ball kept close by St. Joseph's College, and they pick and go. They make good headway. Russian Gunavardhana searching for his fly half, but decides to go to his prop forward instead, Tiraka Santosh. Here goes the flank. Shehan Eranda set it up, and St. Joseph's College now with another opportunity to get some early points in the second half, as their forwards make good headway. Russian Gunavardhana gives it out to Tiraka Santosh. He bounces off one, brought down by the second man. The quick ball there by St. Joseph's College. Good bit of recycling. And, good defense as well by Science College. St. Joseph's College still holding on to possession. Here goes the big hooker, Kershom Tangaya. Recycles possession for St. Joseph's College. Oh, but no, it looks like there has been a turnover, and the scrum half puts boot to ball. And has he found touch? No, the ball bounces and finally goes into touch. So Science College get yet another reprieve.
Brilliant defensive work by boys from Mount Lavinia. They managed to make sure that they capitalized on the Josephian support players not arriving at the ruck on time. Great defensive work.
Numbers.
Science, on the other hand, now will be looking to make sure that they put pressure on this line out. Josephians did show some great signs, Romario, especially having that patience to build on face after face. Good continuity, but suddenly there was no man to support the ball carrier, and Science pouncing on that opportunity.
Yes, isolated there was Tiraka Santosh, and Science College capitalized on the player being isolated. Went in, jackaled over the ball, got the quick turnover and cleared the lines. But having said that, Science College are still just 24 meters out from their own goal line. Good work there by Gershom. Here goes the forwards, but pass would have been intercepted there, but thankfully for the captain, it is reprieved by St. Joseph's College, and now yet again flanker shows and goes, but he's brought down, isolated there. Looks like there was a shout there for Science College, but turnover was no good, and Santosh puts in a bit of a chip, but well defended there by the number 14 Sanjula for Science College. Read the chip, got back and called for the mark.
Good work by the man tracking back. Sanjula had the good sense to call for mark in a difficult situation. Hasaranga for Science College putting in a deep kick. Josephians now trying to create a counter. Numbers on the outside, has space.
No problem.
Good defensive work by Science College. Shouts for a high tackle. Referee Papare says no problem. Lost forward there.
Scrum half, knock forward.
Lost forward by the scrum half, Falgama. Bandara rather.
Yes, again St. Joseph's College will be kicking themselves. So I have managed to count 4 opportunities which they entered the Science College 22, their red zone, and did not come away with points.
Set.
Massive short side, yes, 8, 9, 11 move. Kicking it out on the full. Seems like that will be penalized. The kickovers taken out.
Keep the ball. Time.
Seemed like the kicker was taken out late.
Red number 13. Red number 13. Can Science number 13? Red can Science. White number 13. Shoulder charge. Recommendation? Okay, we late tackle in the method start penalty. Number 13. Captain and number 13.
Seems like Tharindu Majus, the double try scorer, will be sent to the bin for a shoulder charge.
Yes, he has been having his bad track record of his discipline, and he was the player who was sent off last year in the big match, and now he's been sent to the bin for a shoulder charge on the kick chaser. So it's unnecessary there by Tharindu Maduranga, but he is known for that, for losing his head and losing discipline, and I think that has got the better out of him yet again. And now Science College in prime territory, and with a man extra and with a chance to cut the deficit.
Oh, absolutely, Romario. They need to make sure that they capitalize on this opportunity. Putting the ball to boot, going to the corners. Now Science will want to make sure that they suck in as many numbers as they can to this line out. They will try and set it up here. And they know that they have a numerical advantage when it comes to the line with Tarindu Madusha in the bin. So if Science can score from here, Romario, we have a game on our hands.
Yes, indeed. I think Science will be licking their lips. 8-man line out. Goes to the front, collects it, sets up the maul. But good counter there by St. Joseph's College. But Science College still seem to be having possession and setting it up there. Now the scrum half gives it out to his fly half to the centers. He finds a bit of a step, but the ball seems to be knocked on, and here's a foot race by the Josephian, who collects it. It looked like he was brought down, but there was a bit of an undercut tackle there, but St. Joseph's College still playing with the advantage, and they got numbers on the outside, but the captain decides to put his boot to ball. But now the referee will go back.
Number 11.
He's going back to the infringement.
Referee Paris seems like he's going to go to his pocket again. Number 11 for Science College, Tarusha Silva.
Number 11.
The man in trouble. Very unfortunate though, because for all money it did look like a...
Captain.
It did
grass
look like
cutter.
Grass cutter, yes. Although it did turn out to look like it was a dangerous play. That I think
I gave
was
a warning at the start. Already St. Joseph got a warning, and already St. Joseph got a yellow card. So you have to be very careful, and especially a man coming here and going down with a block tackle, definitely going out. I can't help it, sorry.
Yellow card. A block tackle is being called there.
Can play? You are taking? Okay.
Yes, and for St. Joseph's College, they will be hoping that the player is not injured, as Science College are penalized for a block tackle, and the man has been sent to the sin bin. So now Tarusha Silva is in the naughty corner. 10 minutes, and for St. Joseph's College, Tarindu Madusha. So both teams now down to 14 men, and straight away a no-brainer as Santosh decides to go for the 3 points right in front of the post.
Oh, he had to do that, Santosh Algam. It's been a while since the Josephians did manage to score any points. Now that the numbers have been equal, 2 players in the bin in the gap of a couple of minutes. Algama's kick drifts away, so not ideal for St. Joseph's, because that was an easy kicking opportunity.
Yes, right in front there. I think the problem there was he cut across the kick, and the wind and the angle of the way he hit the ball just saw it drift to the left of the post. So now Science College with a 22 dropout, and the St. Joseph's College there, Santosh was caught on his heels, but now again on the counter. Here goes the St. Joseph's College, numbers on the outside. He should have got the pass out earlier, but he decided to hold on and go into contact. And now yet again, here goes Russian to Tiraka. He sets it up as St. Joseph's College us going on wave after wave of attack, but points seem to be at a premium here, as no team seems to be conceding any points. Now Gershom sets it up in center field. Russian gives it out to Santosh. He gives it out to his second row player, and he gets out of the first tackle, tried to get out of the second, but was brought down. And now Russian gives it out to his captain on the short side. Sudaraka bumps off one and is brought down with a good second tackle there by Science College. And have they turned over the ball? Well, no, they haven't, as St. Joseph's College hold on to possession and goes strong there. Shehan Eranda and St. Joseph's College keep it in close. The forwards decide to take the ball on. And a good tackle there coming in by the Science College number 12. He sized up the Josephian attacker and came straight in and nailed him in his tracks. But still St. Joseph's College with possession. Again the number 12 rushes out of the defense and makes another good tackle. So Some good tackles coming in. But now St. Joseph's College with possession. Man on the outside, Sudarakar tries to bump his way through but doesn't manage to find it. As St. Joseph's College now just 2 meters out from their opposition 22. As Santosh gives it out to Gershom. He puts on some footwork and runs straight on to the man. St. Joseph's College still holding on to possession. Shehan Eranda tries to beat the first defender but is brought down. Now they decide to keep it and play it in close. Josephian forwards have not managed to dominate Science College, and I think that's why the score reads just a 6 points gap for the Josephians. But now the forwards rumbling forward. Gives it to Johan. He gives it out to the center. Sudaraka tries to go on the outside but is brought down. And St. Joseph's College still managed to hold on to possession. Rushin gives it out to Tiraka Santosh. A yawning gap there, and here goes Tarindu Dialvis for the third try for St. Joseph's College. Some good bit of play there by the prop forward. He saw the gap and he saw his on-rushing attacker, his captain, and drop it off short, and Tarindu Dialvis makes no mistake.
Well. Take about Tiraka Santosh. Brilliant man that putting his skipper in space, because remember, most times than not, when you are a front row forward 5 minutes outside the white line, Romario, you will get the white line favor and you will want to go in. But Tiraka Santosh had very good sense to put his skipper in space, and Josephians getting their third try.
Yes, indeed. There was some good bit of play there by Tiraka Santosh, and there seems to be a man down for St. Joseph's College right in front of the kicker, but Santosh looks like he is still going to go for the conversion, and this time again he cuts across it and misses. So not a good period, a passage of play there for Santosh Algama, the Josephian fly half. But having said that, a good try scored by St. Joseph's College, but looks like it has come at a cost, as the Josephian player has gone down and he's been treated with some ice on his head. Well, Gershom Tangaya, in fact, that is. And yes, the referee says number 2 is will not take further part in the game, as it looks like it's a bit of a head knock, and he's finding it difficult to walk off the field as well. Ideally, they should just put him onto the stretcher and stretcher him off, but instead they decide to take him out of the field, walk in. So now St. Joseph's College 20 points to 9, an 11-point lead, and they seem to be comfortable here.
Time on. Play.
Oh, absolutely. It seems like the Josephians want to make sure that they get onto a different gear. But coughing position up very cheaply has been their enemy. Now Science trying to create something. Beautiful running line, but bad offload. Very unfortunate. Beautiful running line that, but very unfortunate that Sudaraka Devapriya really undid the good work with that pass.
Yes, that was a great tackle there by Sudaraka. Sized up the man. He saw he was out of numbers on his outside. He managed to read the play well and put in a crunching tackle. Boom far, and the player just knocked it on there for Science College. So yet again, St. Joseph's College managed to get out of jail.
Time on.
Science College number 8 there, getting a bit of telling off by the referee.
A man down.
Yes, and I think this is the after effects of that crunching tackle there by Sudaraka. Absolutely smashed his opponent, his opposite number. And thankfully for Science College, the player is back on his feet. Sanjula was the player, an experienced campaigner, and now St. Joseph's College with the possession, and the replacement hooker comes in straight away.
Algama with the kick, looking for space. Might have just overcooked it, but that's a very good territorial kick by Algama, bringing the ball on to the 5-meter mark. Defensive line out for Science College.
Yes, Santosh did realize that the number 14 is still recovering from that kick, from that tackle rather, and he put a lovely kick there, and just outside the corner flag the ball goes. So 5-meter defensive line out for Science College, and ideally St. Joseph's College should look to jump and disrupt.
Interestingly, Science opting to go for a 4-man line out. Risky call, especially given the fact that they are in their 5 meters, going for a front peel. Scrum half clearing the ranks from the base. Josephians with the counter. Well held in the middle by Science. Going to the corner now. Can he get the ball out? Unfortunately losing it forward. They should have set the ball to the corner first time around, Romario. That way they would have been able to try and create something on the other corner.
Yes, 2 passes, the coaches usually call it 2 passes, and if they had managed to get that 2 passes move, I think Science College defense would have been short on the outside, but Johan decided to bring on the footwork and step inside. He got the offload away to Tehran, but unfortunately Tehran did not manage to get the offload away on the second time of asking, and coughs it up for St. Joseph's College. So this has been the story of the game. St. Joseph's College getting into good field position, but not being able to come away with points on too many occasions. And also conditioning seems to be coming into play, as quite a few players have been falling out of play. I think they are still feeling their way into this game, rather into the speed of the game, and I think that seems to be catching out a couple of players.
Absolutely, it's going to be difficult to try and get into the match rhythm straight away. Now both these teams will be looking to make sure that they get into their normal rhythm. Again, 8-9-11 move by Science College. Nice tackle lining him up by the Josephian defender. Numbers on the open side, but Science lose possession. Managing to hold him up.
Ball.
Very well held up by Science College. The Josephian ball carrier not managing to get his knee to the ground.
Small ball.
Yes, running in upright into defense, and was held up. And now Science College, well, they have not been able to hold on to the pill for too long, but now yet again inside the Josephian half, about 26 meters out from the Josephian try line, as we hear the referee saying about 18 minutes on his clock. So I think the game is evenly poised, and if Science College manages to score here, it will be even more balanced.
Kamaf gives it out to his big center, Prince.
as he does not manage to make too many yards, but looks like there has been a first knock on from St. Joseph's College, and they will go back for that first knock on as the Josephian number 4 Chika Javadana is running in to get his shots changed off screen. Yes, and time has been called off because the lock forward is out of the game, and now he seems to be just making his way back after getting his shots changed. So yet again Science College in prime attacking territory with possession, and think they will be hope to get something out of this. St. Joseph's College defending without a scrum half, and Science read that, get the switch back, but St. Joseph's College managed to read play and get the ball out. But now St. Joseph's College caught on the outside with numbers, but yet again another good tackle there by Sudaraka as Science College now recycle and goes through the big number 1 Hevagama. He sets it up for the scrum of Rasanga as he gives it out to his big center, and the center gives it out to his partner Imasha. But now Science College have possession and they seem to be running away from the St. Joseph's College defense. St. Joseph's College defense caught out there by numbers, but a good double tackle coming in, and but the referee says there has been an infringement before.
You have a penalty here, you have a penalty here. What's the penalty?
3 opportunities for penalty for Science College, and they take the closest one to the goal. Looks like a quick tap has been taken, yes, and St. Joseph's College, the defense has been caught out, not 10. So Science College yet again rumbling their way forward. Prince, but there was no advantage of the knock on, and the Josephian defense has been penalized for not being 10 meters away from the earlier infringement, and yet again time goes off as a Science College player is recovering from some sort of an injury.
Wait. Play.
Science College opting to take it quickly again, and oh well, costly error. Costly error. Very unfortunate there.
Sorry about the bad language there on the screen, but having said that, now both yellow card players are making their way back into the field, so it's 15 all.
An interesting turnaround in Mount Lavinia. St. Thomas's have managed to take the lead 17 points to 14. Very interesting as well. As we mentioned, this league is going to be a helter-skelter league.
So change coming in, white number 11, Teran making his way out. Well, in fact, he is receiving some treatment in goal, so he will just make his way out from that end himself as referee blows the time on and continues play.
Break.
Defensive scrum, they are going, both teams falling down. Science College player just tell the referee not pulling down.
Teams tight loose safety very important.
So they reset the scrum as Russian Gunawardhan feeds in the defensive scrum inside the Josephian 22, as now both teams are back to their full complement of players. Russian Gunawardhan gives it out to Santu Shalgam, and he puts boot to ball but does not manage to find the touchline. And now Science College straight away with the chance to counter. The fullback is trying to run around the defenders, but he's brought down by Sudharaka. Now Science College yet again. The big center trips off his own feet. Looks like the ball has been turned over by St. Joseph's College. Yes, but it had been turned over and the referee gives no advantage. Holding on there by Ravi Singh, Prince of Science College. So the Science College wheels seem to be coming off, unfortunately for them. The St. Joseph's College will now ideally just want to put this ball into touch and keep a hold of position and go for the bonus point try.
Oh, absolutely. Here's an opportunity for Algama to find touch, which he does without a problem. Josephians, what they will look at is to make sure that they continue the rest of the game in the pace that they want to play the rest of their season, because so far they haven't been greatly convincing. Romario Science have given away very important opportunities to come into play and capitalize on the mistakes of the Josephians, but were guilty of giving away possession very cheaply. That's going to be not straight.
I think these are the sort of errors that will come into play in the more tighter games where the lineouts are not going straight. There by the number 19 Manish. So I think St. Joseph's College are lacking a bench strength. The finishers, they are lacking finishers. And I think that will be something for the coach to have a close eye on. But now yet again another scrum for St. Joseph's College, for Science College rather. Looks like it's outside the 22-meter line.
Crouch! Set!
Science got a goal running from their own half. Here's a run from Singh. Inside ball, not collected. Easy run for St. Joseph's from here. Science defense in tatters. Can they score their bonus point try? We will have to wait and see. Josephians on the charge now. 61 minutes on our clock. Science managing to turn that ball over and earns a penalty. Going in, says the referee. So Science will look to try and kick the ball out and try and recover from there.
The sixth time St. Joseph's College have been on attacking inside the Science College 22 and they failed to come away with points. So I think that will be, execution has been lacking by St. Joseph's College, and that will be a bit of concern for Nilofer as he goes through the season, because the next games to come will not be easy, and especially against Royal St. Thomas's and St. Peter's. I think those are the games where execution needs to be on point.
I think Nilofer doesn't have a lot to worry about, except for the fact that they haven't executed well, like you mentioned. But he'll know that this is the first game of the season. He will have a lot to say to the boys soon after the game, and also especially on Monday morning's training pitch. They will then analyze their performance, and they will want to make sure that they get the small things right, because they did very well building up phases from Romario. It's just the fact that they didn't have that final touch to try and capitalize on the opportunities that they received.
Yes, lacking the finishing touch. But having said that, the Josephian defense has been quite sound in this game, and they have, apart from the little bit of indiscipline at the breakdown, penalties have not been considered on too many occasions. And I think that's a positive out of this game for St. Joseph's.
Safety first.
Also, Romario, I think very interesting. They are refereeing Kapiris right on top of that, and ideal advice given to that young man. Plenty of matches to come, so think about that. And I think credit needs to be given to the Science College defense as well, because if they have put in a very good defensive performance, that's why St. Joseph's is still at 20 points. Otherwise, they could have scored 3-4 more tries. While we speak about that Battle of the Saints, 85th Battle of the Saints, I'm sure you're getting ready for that, Romario. Tomorrow and day after, where the Josephians take on the Patriots. Patriots are looking a very, very strong team as well this year. The Josephians have plenty of game breakers in their ranks, but it's going to be very interesting tomorrow.
Yes, well, I read a few articles on ThePapare.com itself where it says that looks to be an equally balanced contest. So the Battle of the Saints will be yet another eye-catching encounter as Science College sets up a maul and now goes for the cross kick. Good high hanging kick there, but fortunately there for the Josephian player, he did not manage to reach the ball, and no advantage. And now referee goes back for the knock on. Yes, in fact, so Tarindu, just a point. Tarindu was having the ball in hand. He did manage to get the turnover there, but just gave it away and smiled off at the opposition scrum half. And came back to his mark.
Set.
Now Science with another opportunity. Plenty numbers on the outside. Running cross, he should have straightened things up. That would have created more space for his outside runners. But Science still not out of the game, still asking questions. Good straightening run from the Science forwards.
Yes, and the strong Josephian defense turns over yet another prime opportunity for Science College, and now Russian Gunawardena spots the space at the back, puts the kick in, and does not manage to reach it, unfortunately for him. And now Science College yet again changed player, puts in the kick, and now St. Joseph's College with an opportunity to counter. Santu Shalgamar, his kick has been charged down, unfortunately there. And now play is brought to an halt by a knock-on.
Well, very scrappy play in the past couple of minutes. I think the fatigue is getting into the players. 6 minutes more, says the referee. And Romario, I think it's time for us now to try and decide on the player of the match. It's going to be a difficult one because when it comes to impressive performances, we need to make sure that we decide a worthy winner when it comes to the Papare.com's clear player of the match. I think if not for that yellow card, the double try scorer Tarindu Madhu should have been the player of the match, but since he didn't manage to get his discipline on track, I think he's disqualified. We are not able to pick him as the player of the match. So who do you think are the worthy winners? I think this Josephian skipper Tarindu D always earns a mention, but credit needs to be given to young Russian Gunawardena, who's controlled this game very well.
Yes, Sudarshan, Russian Gunawardena impressed very well. Santu Shalgama also impressed with ball in hand, but even though he had a patch of bad play, but the Papare.com man of the match. Well, it's a really tough call for the man of the match. But now St. Joseph's College win another penalty as Science College have handled the ball in the ruck.
Number 5. Hands.
Yes, so Tarindu Dialvis did impress. Tarindu Maduranga also impressed with 2 tries, but goes out of contention because of the yellow card. So the Papare.com player of the match for controlling proceedings throughout the game and spotting space at the back and hitting his runners very well. The Papare.com player of the match goes to Rashain Gunawardena, the nippy little scrum half. Yet another controlling, impressive performance there by the Josephian halfback, as now Santosh Agama puts in a lovely touch find 28 meters out from the Science College try line, and with a little more than 3 minutes left on the clock, St. Joseph's College in search of their 4th try.
We've seen a couple of not straight calls going against St. Joseph, so that's an area they will have to work on. Then yet again, an infringement at line out time, dummying the ball, set pieces, mistakes cannot be forgiven, Romario. Those are things that you can practice, rehearse time and time again. Science cutting back inside, looking for their first try of the game. Unfortunately, they haven't been able to cross the whitewash still in this game. We'll be looking for a consolation try. Josephians, on the other hand, will be very much relieved of the fact that they managed to score 2 tries early in the first half. Another penalty goes in favor of Science. These penalties are going to have to be cut down by the Josephians, because otherwise it's going to be very, very difficult.
Yes, indeed. 3 penalties in the first half cost them the 9 points, but the Josephian defense have managed to hold on and not concede any points in the second half. But having said that, I think the penalty count has risen, and well, I think fatigue plays another part in this dying embers of this first game of the season. But players going down.
Despite the March Madness, you can see the Papare.com's cricket manager Amit Veerasinghe right next to the Papare.com logo on your screens, making his way to watch the game and support his school here at the rugby match before the cricket match commences tomorrow. And an update coming from Mount Lavinia. St. Thomas's have completed a massive comeback, 20 points to 19. They've won the game. Jubilant stuff for the Thomians, who will be looking to carry on the momentum. So Pete Royce suffering their first defeat of the season on the opening day of the league. Not ideal start for them, but the Thomians will be overjoyed.
Yes, and Shamli Navas has managed to turn things around and turn things around in the second half as well. And now St. Joseph's College win a line out against the throw. So with just about 2.5 minutes left, St. Joseph's College look to clear things. Santosh Agama puts in yet another high hanging kick. Tarindu Maduranga collects it, manages to find himself at the end of the ball, and now St. Joseph's College straight away on the attack. Well, dearly they would love to have this 4th try, but having said that, execution has led them and discipline has let them down, and now Science College win yet another penalty. So St. Joseph's College will be kicking themselves. St. Joseph's College will be kicking themselves as 1.5 minutes are left on the referee's clock.
Science College still looking for that consolation try, so it cannot be put down as a convincing performance by the Josephians. Plenty of things to address, so they will want to make sure that those things are in motion before they go into next week. But come the next games, another line out, one brilliant stuff by the Josephians. They are still not done, wanting to get that bonus point try, which could come in handy as the season progresses. Plenty numbers on the outside. Science defense have been ruthless, to be honest, except for that 2 tries. They've 2 tries in the opening half. They've held well, they've tackled well, they've committed to the men. So credit to the Science defenders as well, despite being small in size. That's not a very good kick from Santosh Shalgama. Science with an opportunity now, running to the corners. Consolation try coming for Science if they can get support around to the ball carrier. Still available for them.
Yes, for the Josephians, the one good thing is that the defenders are still flying up and putting in the big hits. But having said that, some lovely bit of play there by the Science College center. Bumps off 1, bumps off 2, gets the ball rolling on the floor. Now numbers on the outside. If will the bounce sit up? Looks like it will sit up, and here goes the first try for Science College.
Well, 11 points to 20 with the conversion to come. Science College managed to get their first try in the final minute of the game. The Science skipper urging the referee for one more play. He believes that they can try and they believe that they can try and make something out of it, the skipper.
Yes, and Tarusha Silva has the final say in this game for Science College with a lovely try in the corner. And I think it all materialized from the bad clearance kick there by Santosh Shalgama. He has not had the best of days. He has had better days in the number 10 jumper for St. Joseph's College. But now Ravi Singh Prince lines up the conversion from the touchline. Doesn't get good direction as he hits the upright, and that's the end of the game. St. Joseph's College beat Science College 20 points to 16 here in the opening encounter of the school's rugby league.
Nothing to jump up and down about, Romario, because yes, they have won this one, but not a very convincing win. 20 points to 14. Science College, if they did manage to get it a little earlier, get the try in a little earlier, they would have still had a chance. But impressive stuff by the boys from Mount Lavinia, who did give it their all. Brilliant defensive effort, but the Josephians are managing to take things through.
Yes, indeed. I think St. Joseph's College managed to hold on and secure 20 points to 14 win, but plenty to ponder on for Niloufar Ibrahim and his Josephian Chargers. The defense was up to the mark until the last minute of the play of the game. But having said that, the indiscipline and the bad play at set piece, I think is something to work on for St. Joseph's College. But having said that, good way to start the season. 20 points to 14 against a good fighting Science team. They'll take it if it was given at the beginning of this game. I think Niloufar would have taken it, as we see the breakdown. 3 tries against 1 for St. Joseph's College. 2 from Tarindu Maduranga and 1 from Tarindu Dialvis, while the final say in the game was by the Science College Wintri Tausha Silva, as he went on to get 1 try. And of course, for controlling proceedings, the clear player of the match goes to Rashain Gunawardhana from St. Joseph's College. But I think St. Joseph's College will have a few things to work on as they proceed in for the second game of the season.
Absolutely, Romario. Upcoming fixtures: Royal College take on Malayadeva. That's tomorrow. Isipatana taking on St. Anthony's as well. Both games coming to you live on www.thepapare.com. Zaira College will open their season hosting Trinity College at Zaira Grounds, while Kingswood College will host Wesley College up in Nithavala on 3rd of March. And next week fixtures, interesting matchups there. Antonians taking on the Josephians, Malayadeva College with Wesley Science hosting Zaira College, Kingswood College, and hosting St. Peter's, Trinity, Sipatana and St. Thomas Royal. Yes. Is going to be some interesting games there.
Yes, I think those two will be the pick of the round. Trinity College versus Isipatana College up in Nithavala, while St. Thomas College will host Royal College at Mount Lavinia, so plenty to look forward to. But having said that, before looking forward to next week, I think there is plenty to look forward to this weekend as well, as there is plenty of rugby action left, and also there is cricket action left, as the big match, the Battle of the Saints, draws close. And of course you can catch all the news and reviews on the breakdown with Shana Kamarasinghe on Tuesday at 6:30, and at the same time Rugby PT Asanka, and of course Try of the Week Wednesday at 10:30 AM.
And also not forgetting us, come Sunday we will have the league decider here at Havelock Park. The action will be brought to you on www.thepapare.com, Dialogue TV Channel 1, and also on My TV. Candy Sports Club travelling down to Havelock Park in search of another rugby league, whereas Havies can win it if they win this game. So stay tuned to www.thepapare.com, Sri Lanka's #1 sports hub, as we will bring you brilliant action from the rugby fields.
සතුට සදන සිඟ අත විශිෂ්ට විශ්වාසය.
සුවිසලි ලක්ක වෙනුවෙන් සෑමංගලක් දක්වාම දහඩිය හෙලීම සැබෑ පිරිමියෙකුගේ ගතියක්. ඔබේ උත්සාහය තියුණු වෙන තරමට ඔබේ ශරීරයේ උත්සාහයට අභියෝග කරයි. මුලින් දහඩිය, ඉන්පසු ග්‍රීස්, අන්තිමට ඉස්හොරි. ක්ලියර්මෙන් සමගින් නැගිටින්න කාලයයි මේ. සාමාන්‍ය ෂැම්පූ වලට වඩා දෙගුණයක් ක්‍රියාකාරී ක්ලියර්මෙන් ඔබත් සමග ඉස්හොරි වලට එරෙහිව සටන් වදී. ඔබේ ජයග්‍රහණයට පෙරමං සදන අසමසම ඉලක්ක වෙත යන සැබෑ පිරිමින් වෙනුවෙන්ම සුවිශේෂී ක්ලියර්මෙන් ලොබාංගේගේ මෙන්ස් ෂැම්පූ.
Drift in search of happiness. Fashion inspired by emotion. Glitz, the fashion destination.
Melbourne යාපෝෂ මේක රස එක රසයකට චේන්ජ් වෙන්න.
කිසි ගැම්මක් නෑ. පදම පරක්කු ඇයි?
සුමීරි පානේ පදමට ගහලා දවස පුරා ගතට දැනෙන මිහිරක් පුබුදා.
හොඳම මැලිබන්තේ.
කහට පදම නියමෙට රස සමග මුසුණා. මැලිබන්තේ එක්ක අපේ දවස රස වුණා.
පදම වරුනේ.
කහට පදම නියමෙට රස සමග මුසුණා.
මැලිබන්තේ පදමට කහට.
Sri Lanka Samake Terima, no limit.
When she's special, she's not just a girlfriend, she is your sweetheart. When you feel it, you don't just call it sunshine, you call it warmth. When you reveal your deepest emotions, it's not just art, it's freedom. And when its essence is premium cocoa butter, it's not just chocolate, it's Ravello. Chocolate so special, you call it Ravello.
දැන් යහපෝෂා දන්නේ ඉරිඟු සහල් මුං සෝයා විතරක් නෙවෙයි කිරිත් එකතු කරලා. ඒ නිසා මා චේන්ජ් වුණා.
ලංකාවේ ළමයින්ගේ අලුත්ම සොයා ගැනීම. මේක රස එක. මෙලිබන් යාපෝෂ රසයකට චේන්ජ් වෙන්න.
Sri Lanka Samake Terima, no limit. Stumble upon a surprise. Fashion inspired by emotion. Glitz, the fashion destination.
කිසි ගැම්මක් නෑ. පදම පරක්කු ඇයි?
සුමීරි පානේ පදමට ගහලා දවස පුරා ගතට දැනෙන මිහිරක් පුබුදා.
හොඳම මැලිබන්තේ.
කහට පදම නියමෙට රස සමග මුසුණා. මැලිබන්තේ එක්ක අපේ දවස රස වුණා.
පදම වරුනේ.
කහට පදම නියමෙට රස සමග මුසුණා.
මැලිබන්තේ පදමට කහට.
Okay, she's ready.
Yes, I'm ready.
Impressive CV. But why do you want to work here?
Is your unlimited package limiting you? Be really unlimited with the largest network. Talk unlimited with more than 13 million Sri Lankans with Dialog. Dialog Blaster Unlimited. A range of daily, weekly and monthly plans. Dial #678# to convert your package or get a new connection. It's always been my dream to be a part of a blue chip company.
Suvisali